Hello friends, welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Tanya. How are you? Hope you all are doing well. So today is Saturday and I have a what's for dinner video for you today. And I just want to say thank you to all my new subscribers who have subscribed to my channel. I truly appreciate you supporting my channel and coming over here and spending some time with me. So today we're going to be doing Philly cheesesteak lasagna and we're going to do it in our crock pot. And I got this recipe online and I just want to show you guys the ingredients that you're going to need for it. So for this Philly cheesesteak lasagna, we're going to be using some sizzle steak. I am going to be cutting this up just like you would in a Philly cheesesteak, cutting it up thinly and cooking it up. And then I have 2 green bell peppers you're going to need, some heavy whipping cream for our cheese sauce. I do have some mushrooms. I'm actually going to be cutting these up to be a little bit smaller. And these are just the sliced white mushrooms. You're going to need an onion. I'm going to be using the oven-ready lasagna because I'm going to be cooking it in our crock pot. Which is, you can use this in the oven as well because it's oven-ready, so you don't have to pre-cook is what I'm trying to say. You don't have to pre-cook this. You can use the regular lasagna if you like, but I'm going to be using the oven-ready. You're going to need some cheeses for your Philly cheesesteak lasagna, right? So we have some Italian cheese I'm going to use. I'm also going to be using Parmesan cheese, and I'm also going to be using some ultra-thin provolone cheese. So these are all the ingredients. Oh, did I say you needed a medium to large onion? A medium to large onion as well. So these are the ingredients you're going to use, so let's get started. Okay, so here I have my beef cut up. Now, if you don't want to use beef, you can absolutely use chicken in this if you want to. You can even use shrimp if you would like to, but we're going to be using beef for today. And to season up my beef, I'm just going to use some simple seasoning, just some of my Lorry seasoning salt. I'm going to use some onion powder, and I'm going to use some garlic powder. I'm also going to be doing a little bit of Worcestershire sauce in this just to give the beef a little bit more flavor. So I'm going to go ahead and season up my beef. I'm going to get it in my skillet so I can get it to start browning. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and pour my meat into my oil. And yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and get this browning up. I'm going to go ahead and add some of my Worcestershire sauce to that. I already added the other seasonings to it. All right, y'all, you don't need to add a lot of Worcestershire, just a couple of drops, because we don't want this to be too salty. We just want it to be flavorful. We're going to go ahead and, sorry y'all, and mix that all up together. Okay, so I've gone ahead and I've cut up my veggies. I have my onion, my green bell pepper, and I have my mushrooms. We like to have our mushrooms kind of cut up a little bit because, you know, some people in my house don't like big whole mushrooms. So I did cut them up, as you can see, into like little pieces. So this way they're steamed, but they're not too big in the dish. All right, so now that my meat is all done out of the pan, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to add in my veggies. And I'm going to cook them right in that same pan that I cooked my meat in, just to give those veggies that same beefy flavor as the meat. All right, friends, so our veggies have cooked down enough. You don't want them to cook too much because they are going to be cooking for several hours in the crock pot. So I'm going to go ahead and turn them off. Okay, so now that our meat and veggies are done, I'm going to go ahead, y'all, and I'm going to start working on our cheese sauce. So for our cheese sauce, I'm just going to be using a couple of pats of butter, okay? I'm also going to be using some heavy whipping cream. Okay, I'm going to be using this whole entire 1-quart container of heavy whipping cream, okay? And this is just the regular Land O'Lakes heavy whipping cream, okay? I'm going to use a whole container of that. And this is what's going to thicken up our cheese. Now, you can use flour if you want to thicken up your cheese sauce, but I'm just going to let the cheese thicken up on its own inside of our heavy whipping cream. So when I come back, I'm going to put the cheese in and show you guys how it all thickens up very nicely for you. And I'm also going to be seasoning this with some parsley flakes and some basil as well. Okay, so now that this heavy whipping cream has warmed up some, guys, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to start adding my cheese slowly. I'm just going to slowly let the cheese melt in this heavy whipping cream. Right now, this is some Parmesan. I'm going to be adding some Italian cheese as well. And I'm just going to go ahead and add all of this cheese in. Let's get it out the container. Hold on, guys. Okay, so we're going to be adding the rest of that cheese in. And this is the Italian cheese. So we're just going to go ahead. I'm just going to slowly begin to whisk that cheese in so that it becomes nice and melty and creamy for us as well. I'm also going to be adding some thinly sliced, what do you call it? Provolone. All right, guys, I'm going to let this melt down, and I'll show you what it looks like as soon as I come back. Okay, friends, so this is what that cheese sauce is looking like so far. I did add the provolone in here. I added some basil, and I added some parsley flakes. Now, the thing with the provolone, you guys, it is thinly sliced. It's not shredded. So as you can see here, I did just kind of lay it in the cheese like that, and I'm just slowly letting it melt in the cheese sauce. So that's how I made my cheese sauce. It's just heavy whipping cream, some butter, and then just slowly add your cheese in and let your cheese melt. And when it melts, you're gonna get this nice, creamy, cheesy consistency just like that. All right, guys, when I come back, we're gonna be layering it in our crock pot, and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, you all, so now that our cheese and all of our ingredients are done, we're gonna start to layer this in our crock pot. Now, you can cook this in your oven. I've made traditional lasagna in my crock pot and in my oven, so I don't see why you couldn't do this in your oven as well. I'm just use my crock pot today. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna start to layer our cheese sauce in our crock pot, just like so. Just like you would do a traditional lasagna, you're gonna start with your sauce first, just like we do in our regular traditional lasagna, right? And then we're gonna start layering our noodles. Now, I don't know how many of these I'm gonna need. Again, these are the no-bake noodles. So you can just kind of, layer them in like you would normally do a lasagna. You might have to break yours up a little bit. I just had to break one just to get it to kind of really fit in there how I want it to fit. So I had to break that one up again too, which is fine. Sometimes you may have to break them up. It's not a big deal. And there you have it. So you have one layer of your noodles, just like you would do a regular lasagna, right? Then we're gonna add another layer, right, of our cheese sauce right on top of there. Now with the no-bake noodles, guys, you kind of do need a little extra sauce because remember, you didn't cook them first. So they need something they can really cook in. They can really be done and really have something to cook in. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to start to layer in some meat. So I have my steak here. Like I said, again, guys, you can use chicken if you want to. You can pretty much use whatever you like. But we are using beef today. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to layer in some of that beef in there as well. And that's what she's looking like so far. Next, we're going to add in some of our veggies, again, because everything you would put on a Philly cheesesteak, that's what you want to put in your, as you're layering, just like that. Okay? So now that that's all layered and that's all mixed in and smoothed out, and that's what it's looking like, what are you going to add next? You're going to add some more of your noodles, right? Just like you would do a traditional lasagna. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to finish layering this all up. And when I come back, I'm going to show you guys what the rest of it looks like. All right, guys, I'll be right back. So I just finished doing all of my layers here. And right on top, you guys, my last layer, I did meat and veggies, and I added some more cheese sauce. And I added some more slices of provolone. I don't know if you can see that. I did add some more slices of provolone there, and I added in some Parmesan cheese on top. So I'm going to put this in my crock pot. I'm going to put it on high for about 3 hours. And when I come back, guys, I'm going to show you what this delicious, easy crock pot Philly cheesesteak lasagna looks like. All right, you guys, so this is our Philly cheesesteak lasagna, and it is looking so good. So I'm going to take it out, and I'm going to show you guys what it looks like. This is it, you guys. Our Philly cheesesteak lasagna. It looks and tastes delicious. Hope you guys enjoy it. Take care now. Bye.